now able to resubmit an application and hopefully be able to get the place that we wanted. But we faced a lot of heartache, a lot of misery. I am battling breast cancer at this time. I did not need that heartache. I did not need that misery. I have enough on my plate. But we felt like that the office here in Okmulgee is going to help us any way they can. But because of me speaking up and telling everybody that I was Native American, the door got slammed in my face. That's not right. But consequently, we are going to get the help that we need. And I want to thank publicly the Okmulgee office and Char, Mr. Kilman, for helping us, and Mr. Blue. Your help is greatly appreciated, and we thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Louis Bruner. I'm not a husband. He's out there. But in 2002, I got a loan from the USDA. Now, prior to that loan, I had filed a discrimination suit. So they gave me the loan. In the process, when I got that loan, I got it for 5 years. And I paid every payment. And I got my loan through the Okmulgee office. And then the USDA department told that particular office down, and they moved my case to Stillwater. That's where my problem started, in Stillwater. Now, I never missed a payment in all this time, but when I wanted to make my last payment, they told me, they came to my house. And they said, Mr. Bruner says, you just can't make that last payment. Our office made a mistake. You owe another $15,000. And if you don't pay it, we'll come by and pick up all the collateral. Well, that didn't sit right with me. So I just said, well, that won't work with me. I'll have to find somebody else that's going to help me. In the meantime, I got in contact with my congressman out of Creek County, Scott McNeil. She in turn called Congress, and they sent a man down to my house. And so I told him the whole story. He said, well, there's nothing I can really do about that, but here's some names in Congress you can talk to. So I did. He said, well, now I recommend that you file a discrimination suit. Now this is coming from a representative of USDA that tells me this. So I said, okay. And they said that if you've been mistreated, somebody come to your house using the kind of conduct that they did, the USDA will look into that. And I said, okay. So I filed a suit. He brought me the papers. Now, the reason I'm here today is because of those documentation that I sent in to Washington. And I'm here to tell you that it just doesn't work that way. There is nobody that's going to help you, as far as I'm concerned, out of Washington. They'll tell you that's not my department. Here's another department you can go to. I contacted that department. They said, no, we can't help you. You need to go someplace else. So nobody can tell a story like me, because it's happening to me. And I'm here today because I heard that there was going to be 2 congressmen down. I ain't talked to them yet. I don't know who they are. Have they showed up yet? Well, I hope so, because I'm trying to get somebody that's going to be able to help me. Now, I've been in the farming business for a long time, but I feel sorry for my fellow man that might be in the same predicament I'm in, when that the USDA will take advantage of you monetary wise. And not only that, when they caused me to sell off my little cattle to pay a note that they won't give you deferrals, you know, in Oklahoma we've had a lot of devastation and droughts. But they'll tell you up front that won't apply to you because you're only allowed to do one-time deferral. So in the meantime, you sell them heifers and pay this bill on time. Now I did that. So consequently, this program hasn't helped me at all. And I'd hate to see my son get in the same predicament with the USDA. Now, through over the past few years, when you don't know who to go to, it's difficult. I'm not a guy that don't pay my debt. I pay my debt and I pay it on time. But it's not just about me. It's about that other farmer out there that might fall in the same predicament, and they will take advantage of it. So with this in mind, I brought all my documentation just in case. What I paid, when I paid it, and their contract. Now, the other hand, I asked this representative from Washington, well, give me an audit. Show me where you made your mistake that I got to pay for. And he said, I can't do it, Mr. Bruner. They won't let me get in their office. I can't receive those documents. To this day, I haven't seen those documents where they made the mistake that I'm paying for. So I can tell you this, if you happen to go through a transaction, get a copy of everything you got and you keep it. Because if you don't, you won't be able to retrieve it. So that's where I stand today. And I hope that I can say something or help somebody. My name is Louis Bruner. My telephone number is 918-367-6026. You call me and I'll try to help you. Thank you very much.
Am I working? Before I turn the floor over to Richard, I wanted to say one of the things that we did as an organization, as a 501(c), we were underfunded. We didn't have any money. We didn't know where to go to get money. And so we just kind of like taking chaff and throw it in the air and just letting it land wherever. We just started applying for virtually every grant that was out there. Grant, not a loan, grant. And after filling out tons and tons of paper and back and forth, we were fortunate enough to start getting a little bit here and a little bit there, and then we got a grant from the USDA, and then they helped us. They assisted us in making sure that we followed the exact dictates of what the grant fell into. Now, what we had to do is tell them this is what we intend to do with it, and then they monitored us and still do. But one of the areas that we feel like has been a success for us is that once we got the grant, we realized that we had to reach out to people in our own communities, and so what we did is we went to all of our various community and tribal towns and tried to find people that could kind of see our vision, understand what we were trying to do, and then let them kind of spearhead that in their specific area. And I say all that because Richard was one of those people. He was one of the guys that got on board early. He seen what we were trying to do. He is a farmer, and so he understood all of that stuff. And just from him kind of taking the lead, then it swelled out into our community. And so I just kind of want to set the stage, as to what one man can do with the right vision and then some help. So with that, Richard, go ahead.
How you doing? My name is Richard Belcher. I live in Chakota, Oklahoma, a small community. They call me a farmer. I just like the water. But anyway, I'm up here because through the effort of Shar Carter, Mr. Blue, and Mr. Tillman, I own an LLC. It's called the Foot Wedge. I'm trying to get some, I know it don't sound much like farming, but I'm trying to get some kind of job development in this community. You know, it's small, it's underdeveloped, it's socially, economically depressed area. I'm just trying to get some manufacturing jobs. And through their efforts and through the support of the Muscogee Creek Nation, I now own a business, and we're going through the process of getting a grant to get everything done. And with this, I hope to establish some community jobs to help people. I'm also the manager for the McIntosh County Food Projects. We help people develop their own gardens. If they have any problems, I try to do what I can to help them. Other than that, I like attending these meetings because they have a lot of useful information. There's a lot of people that are interested. That's why you're here. I just want to thank you for being here.
Hello, I'm Jane Breckenridge, and I'm a butterfly farmer, and people always think I'm joking when I say that, but we really are. We have a butterfly farm just south of Bixby on my great-grandmother's original creek allotment land. A little closer there, okay. And we have been doing butterfly exhibits for the last 15 years, and we raise butterflies for those. We also import them. We are currently trying to get some funds and to enlarge our operation, and we would like to get a rural cooperative going with tribal members to try and raise butterflies on their own land, and then additionally have a larger butterfly farm on our allotment piece. And Shar and Mr. Blue have been incredibly helpful for us as we try and get that going, and so that's what we do. The butterflies we raise are mostly destined for butterfly exhibits and butterfly houses, zoos and institutions.
Good morning, everyone. My name is George Roberts. I'm a farmer in Seminole County, and I'm presently the director of an organization called the Circle R Ranch. My dilemma was with USDA is trying to get my trees cleared because I'm a farmer that raises cattle, and I'm trying to, I know with cattle you gotta have grass, and when you got more trees and grass, it's hard to sustain your cows. My dilemma was with USDA's when I had the EQIP program come in and help me out. I cleared off 12 acres, and I was on the assumption that it was going to be like a 50-50, and ended up being, I paid $9,000, they paid $700. And I didn't think that was fair, but I had to live with it, and I figured next time I guess I just have to do it on my own because I didn't feel like I really accomplished very much going through them at that particular time. I'm hoping things have changed so a farmer could, improve his land, because that's what makes him a great farmer. If he has something to feed his cows but have to quit his pocket and improve his land. And that's been one of my dilemmas because I'm in a process now of trying to help special need children to agriculture part of where their food comes from and how they're sustained on this earth and the things that Jesus has laid on out for us to eat and sustain. And so far, I'm hoping that I can make that happen. That is one of my visions. And I just pray that y'all continue to pray with me.
I guess we want to open up the floor. And if there's anything for any of these panelists or for Mr. Tillman and I that you want to ask as far as you've heard kind of the struggles and the successes if you have any questions out there as it pertains to something you're working on, or you just want to know, or you just want to educate yourself, now's the time to do it.
My name is Kathy Deere. I'm with the Absentee Shawnee Tribe. I just had a question on the butterfly farm. Do you have to have